So today, April 22nd, okay, let's look back again first though at April 20th. Your expectations on April 20th was to complete 128, the Vietnam video. Now I understand that was 11 questions. I gave multiple attempts on that video, okay, because I knew it was so difficult and so long and the gentleman talked so quickly. Okay, but nonetheless, I gave 2 opportunities there. If you've not done that yet, please do that on your own time, maybe during asynchronous time if you have time to do so. Okay. Also, there are still a handful of students in all of my classes that have not completed 127 Korea political cartoon. When you have that in your digital notebook, I want you to send me an email so I know that it is turned in, so I know to check it. Okay. I use my inbox as a to-do list. So if I have an email in there, it means I need to do something. Okay. And once I complete that task, I will delete that. So if I see your email in there saying I turned in 127, I'm going to leave it in there until I get it done. And I try and always get my emails down to 0 by the end of the day. So keep that in mind, please. Okay. All right. But let's look at today, April 22nd. No starter today because the video on Tuesday was automatically graded. It automatically gave you a grade. So today our main focus is to analyze political cartoons. Okay, you're not creating one today, but you creating one last time should show increase your mastery in analyzing political cartoons today. So summarize the literal meaning of historical documents in order to establish context. The unit is Asia. Governance throughout time and place impacts expression. And then synchronous time. Take a look here. We're going to begin and complete the political cartoon. I'm not going to go through that. I'm going to explain it and then let you do the political cartoon. Then we're going to begin 130 Vietnam Ho Chi Minh trading card and 131 okay, Vietnam offensive trading card, and then you'll do the ticket out the door. Your asynchronous work is not to complete, but to continue those 2 trading cards. I'm up in the air. I'm leaning towards maybe making these formal. Maybe. Okay, I haven't decided yet. So keep that in mind, please. But either way, they are important. Okay, and I'm going to go through how we're going to complete them. All right, let's go to the political cartoon. Everybody go to page 129, please, in your digital notebook. 129 is where you should see the Vietnam political cartoon. And I'll give you about 30 seconds to do so. All right, y'all. So this is what it should look like. I have identical. It is like this in 129 in your digital notebook, as well as in Canvas. But here's what I want you to do on page 129. Here's the political cartoon. And I even provided for you, I'll go over to my digital notebook as well here. I even provided for you a description of the domino theory, because I think that will help you establish the meaning of this political cartoon. Okay, so I'm going to explain domino theory, and then I want you to complete the tacos organizer, please. Okay, so first thing we're getting here, domino theory is this idea from the 1950s to the 80s, so after World War II, all the way to the end of the Cold War, which believed that if one country in a region came under the influence of communism, then all the other surrounding countries would follow and also become communist. So if we look back at the Cold War in Korea, Vietnam, all of these countries that fought, there were usually 2 sides to the battle, 2 sides. One was a pro-communist side, which were allies with China and the Soviet Union, which were also communist countries. But then you also then had a pro-capitalist side or more democratic side, which would be allies with the United States. The United States wanted all of those countries to become their friends, their allies, and not to simply not become communist. They did not see the communist ideals as something that wanted to be spread around the world, and started to view all of those countries as kind of like their enemies or not their allies. Okay. So keep that in mind. So with that being said, here's what I want y'all to do. Okay. I want you to go ahead. You may have to do some additional research or an estimate about the time. I mean, you could even use this here, this paragraph here. What actions do you see? What captions do you see? What objects are there? And then what is being represented by this artist? Now, here's kind of some feedback that I can give you on your political cartoon as well. A lot of y'all did like literal meanings in your political cartoon. You just drew a picture that represented the event. This is a great example of using symbolism and objects to represent something happening. Okay. Some people did a great job using that creative expression on their political cartoons, but nonetheless, so I want everybody right now, analyze this political cartoon on page 129. Okay. The starter tomorrow is going to be specifically on this. I'm going to ask 5 questions about the time, actions, captions, objects, and summary of this political cartoon. And you can obviously use that for the starter. All right, go ahead and begin that now. I'm not going to give you too long, okay, but go ahead and begin. Thank you. Would y'all please let me know in the chat when you're done? Thank you. About 2 more minutes, please. as we're finishing that up, or as everybody's finishing that up, I want to jump straight to the summary. I'm not going to do all of this, but what do you think this artist, and put in the chat as well, please. Okay, what is this artist communicating through their artistic expression by drawing these individuals doing what they're doing, by drawing these dominoes exactly the way that they are, by one of them leaning, falling down, and names on all of these dominoes? What is this artist trying to say through their artistic expression? Okay, go ahead and put your thoughts in the chat. You can copy what you wrote on your summary if you want and put it in the chat. But let's see what everybody put. Go ahead and do that now. So good. I got some good responses privately in the chat as well. But here's the idea, okay? All of these countries are in Asia, okay? Southeast Asia, South Asia, okay? All bordering each other for the most part. There you go. Yeah, okay? So what you have is there's a war in Vietnam, okay? The Viet Cong is opposite of the United States. The United States, if you look at the video from yesterday, they're fighting against this group from North Vietnam led by Ho Chi Minh, okay, in Vietnam, and they're called the Viet Cong, okay? And the idea is if Vietnam falls, if the domino falls and Vietnam becomes communist, then this domino theory, the definition below, says that then Laos will become communist. What's going to happen to the Laos domino, right? It's going to fall and hit Cambodia. Then Cambodia is going to become a communist nation. Then Cambodia is going to fall into Thailand, and that will become a communist nation. And then Burma, and then India, and then Bangladesh. Meanwhile, who do you think is represented by this soldier over on the left side? Who do you think that is on the left side? What type of a soldier? What do y'all think? Y'all put in the chat too. Put in the chat what we got. Who do you think that is represented there? Now, right here, this Viet Cong would be more a communist soldier, a soldier that wants communism. So they're pushing it down, saying Vietnam's going to become communist, and Laos, and then Cambodia, Thailand. But who is this over here on this left side? What type of a soldier? From where? Who's trying to stop the spread of communism? Yeah, good. The United States. So we got a U.S. soldier who's trying to say, hey, I'm not just trying to stop Vietnam from becoming communist. I'm going to try to hold all of these, prevent all of these from falling down, all of them from becoming communist. Okay, so that's what's going on in this political cartoon. Hopefully you went through like the time, actions, captions, objects, and summary, because all of that's going to be a part of your starter tomorrow, and I want you to use your organizer to do that. Okay, all right, let's transition, please. Everybody go to page 130, I believe, in your digital notebook, as well as in Canvas, please, as well as in Canvas. Do that now. Thank you. All right, y'all. So if we're looking at page 130, here's what we're doing here. Okay, this right here, the directions in Canvas. Go to page 130, Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh trading card in the digital notebook. Complete the trading card template using the information from the sources below. I'm not going to explain who this individual is. Okay, What I'm doing is I'm giving you 3 sources that I've looked at and found and I thought was really beneficial to use to help you complete this organizer. Not this organizer, this trading card template. If we look at page 130, okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see this in its entirety. Okay, here is the trading card template. This is the front of the trading card is here on this left side. The back is on the right side. Now, here's the thing. If you want to go the extra mile here and complete this in a more creative way, you can do that. If you want to use a piece of paper, you can do that to draw this, to write this information in. My hesitation in you doing that is if you do that and it's sloppy, it's going to be hard to read. It's going to be hard for you to get your points. Okay. Now, if you want to do it digitally on another tool or Canva or something, that's great too. But if you want to do it on paper because maybe that's going to be easier for you, go ahead and do that. So as you're reading, let's do this now. As you're reading, okay, we're going to say, I want you to delete the question, right? Or whatever's in there. So right away, y'all do this now, right? Type in his name, Ho Chi Minh, okay? Once you put in the name, delete name, right? See that? Does that make sense what I'm asking you to do there? And I would maybe, for me, I would maybe go to home and I would maybe center that. Yeah, I like that better. So that's right there in the middle. You could move that around. But so what I did with the digital notebook is I made different text boxes so you could just type that information in. Okay. So you go through picture illustration. You'll probably, maybe you could draw it. You could find a picture of Ho Chi Minh. I would find one, honestly. So if I go, you can go into notebook, Ho Chi Minh. Find a high quality image here. Here we go. Okay. Ho Chi Minh is also the name of a city. So not the city, the person. All right. Pick one. I'm going to pick one that kind of, I feel like fits well in that box. Okay. And then I'm going to, well, that's too big. All right. But you get the point. You get the idea here of what I'm asking y'all to do. All right. Bring it over. See if we can get that in here. It will not let me. Paste. Did it get in there? Anyway, you get the idea. You know what to do. You know how to do that. But insert, right? Maybe you have to go to insert and an image, pictures, save your picture, insert a picture, and go through all that. Okay. Now the next thing, as you are reading about this individual, okay, Ho Chi Minh, I want to tell me, when did this person live? Or when did important events of this person's life occur? So as you click on those sources and you're looking at this source, and I tried to find some fairly non-biased sources, okay, because this person was basically an enemy of the United States. So a lot of the U.S. sources that you're going to look at are going to be biased in a way, okay, because they didn't like this individual, okay, they are in a war against this individual, okay. So it took me a little bit of time to try and find some non-biased, neutral. I did as best as I could, okay, related to that. Not from the Vietnam perspective, but also not from the U.S. perspective. Okay, so here's some good information on Ho Chi Minh from the History Channel. Here's a good one. This is a good one here, and it's not too long, and you can start to fill in that information. Some things maybe I recommend is use this area as notes that you could type in. Maybe you could type some notes in here down at the bottom that you could use. Do something like that. Okay, and then start putting that in here. So here's what I'm looking for. When were they alive? Basically, when were they alive? Or what was the time frame of their important events in their life? Where did they live or experience that important event? Okay. What was this person's job or role? Who were they? What was their main job? Okay. What are 2 achievements of this individual? 2 major actions or achievements. What problem did they face? And what was the outcome of that problem? And then I want you to rate their importance, historical importance. maybe circle it, put a box around it, and then write why. Okay, so if you're like, you know what, this person wasn't important at all, they were one. They were not important. Ho Chi Minh was not important to history because, and explain why. Okay, let me just say that. He's probably not a number one. Okay. All right, any questions about that? This is going to be due, I'm going to say Sunday. This will be due Sunday night by 10 p.m. Okay, it needs to be due. And then, so let's do this. So you got 3 sources here. Decent sources. Some are from the U.S. perspective, but they did a decent job. And then the next thing, everybody go to 131. 131, please, in your digital notebook. Do that now. If you look at 131, this is focused on an event. So here's what you could do now. The event is called the Tet Offensive. I'm going to center that. All right. And after I center that, now you're going to go through, find an image or draw something. When was the event? Who was involved? Why did the event occur? 2 important details of the event. How did the event change the course of the country's history, of Vietnam's history? And then a historical importance rating and why. Okay, that one's going to probably be a little bit easier because the questions are a little bit more straightforward. Okay, all right, y'all. Any questions? Any questions? Y'all let me know in the chat too, in the room. Questions, y'all? Focus on that research first. Maybe even do a notes section here. You can maybe do it off to the right side. You can do it at the bottom as you're reading. I provided 4 sources for that one for you to look at. Okay, so look through that, get those notes. Okay, and then create that trading card. Finish that trading card template. Okay, and again, paper's fine. You can do it on paper. You could go the extra mile, use another tool to use it if you'd like, or you could just fill that in right there. Okay, all right, y'all. Let's do this. Let's go the ticket out the door now. Go the ticket out the door. Okay. Everybody, please do this. I, for the life of me, will not understand it. I still have students not doing this. Okay. You're just do this, please. Now, everybody. Okay. Objective, and make sure everything is accurate here. Yes. No. Yes, it's in there. All right. That's all in there. Ooh, 2 options there. Don't forget in the asynchronous work. Okay, finish that, please. Thank you.